Keri Glassman. Welcome to your most nutritious life. I'm here in the meatpacking district, woohoo, honk honk, of NYC with my good friend, Natalie Jill, yay! And we just had a delicious lunch.
Yes.
And we were just talking about something.
Well, we walked out and you see a sugar store and
Right.
we were like, you know, you always, even us that know a lot about nutrition,
Yeah.
sometimes you get this craving for something sweet after.
You do.
And
I mean, and this happens with, and I'm sure people ask you this all the time.
All the
I'm sure
time.
people email you this, and clients ask you this, and clients ask me this all the time. Like, why can't I break this sugar habit? Why can't I break that sugar craving? I just need something sweet. Do you know how many times I've heard that? I just
All the
need
time.
something sweet. I'm like, no, you don't need something sweet.
But we want it. We
But
want
we
it.
want it. We want it, exactly. So there's a few reasons I think that people have this sweet craving, and the reason it comes up all the time for people. So there's really about four key big ones. And one of them is often, and people are always surprised to hear this, is not eating enough during the day.
Yes. So if you're not eating enough and you're snacking on things that have artificial sweeteners, especially because you're going to have this, your body wants to make up for those calories.
Absolutely.
Quickly.
So, well, that's actually a really good point. So first we have when you don't eat enough calories and your body's looking for fuel, and then you eat, you're still trying to catch up.
Yes.
And so your body wants quick fuel, which sugar will give you the quick energy. Even though it's not good energy, it's still going to give you that quick energy. And what you just said about artificial sweeteners, absolutely, that happens as well. Your body thinks you're getting fuel,
Yes.
but it's not really getting fuel because it doesn't provide calories, and calories is the only thing that really provides energy. So your body then goes looking for even more. And the other thing that happens, which is just like we were just saying, we walk out, we see a sugar store. We know what to do. We know we're not going there. We know we're going to have an herbal tea.
Just kidding.
We might indulge in a small conscious manner, but that's a whole other episode. Okay, but so many people just have the habit. Even if they don't walk out and see a sugar store, they have the habit after lunch at their desk. They go to the vending machine. After dinner, they go right to the kitchen and they have some of their kids' cookies or whatever it is. It becomes habit. And if we don't recognize that it is just habit, then we just continue with that pattern. So we really have to be conscious of, do I really want this? Am I really craving it? So, and I think when we're hungry though, and when we haven't eaten enough throughout the day, it's harder to break that habit. But
Yes.
if we start to eat more consistently throughout the day, and we are getting enough calories in of the right type of calories, then at least, I always say your defenses are at least up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's easier to change the habit. So the first thing is you have to eat consistently throughout the day, eat enough, and then be aware of your routine and switch it up. And one thing I always tell people to do is go for a sweet herbal tea. So I don't mean sweet like adding sugar, but just an herbal tea like a chai tea or a vanilla almond tea that has no calories, nothing artificial in it, but just to get in the habit of sipping a herbal tea with nothing added. And I'm telling you, it actually really works.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
It's just easy.
When you don't have enough protein and fat and you're just having a starch heavy meal, especially starches,
Yeah.
Your body is going to trigger insulin release, and then you can have that crash down and you're going to crave more to want to replenish it.
Absolutely, which is one of the big points. When you just have like a big bowl of pasta, what do? You want more and you want more and you want more,
stop.
because you don't have that satiety. One of my favorite words. You don't have satiety. That you only have carbs. I would say a bowl of pasta is basically like eating a bowl of sugar. And what happens? What you just said. That insulin is released, and then you have that crash, and then you want more. So you want more sugar. So absolutely.
So less pasta, add the meatball, add olive oil, add something so you're getting that fat and that protein.
What I always tell people, if you really do want that pasta dish, instead of just thinking like a big bowl of pasta with maybe a little vegetables thrown in, think of a big bowl of vegetables, and usually they even have it as like a side dish on a menu, like a bowl of broccoli, and then add some pasta to the bowl of broccoli, and then to get that protein in, whether it's meatballs or chicken on the side, and add that.
Now, another thing you said, which was really interesting, and I had never thought about it, was the sodium factor.
Yes.
How your body will counter and want to make up for that.
Exactly. I'm so glad you brought that up. So that's a really important thing to remember, that so often, especially when we're dining out, our food has more sodium than we even realize. When you're eating packaged processed foods and when you're dining out, even if you're eating a clean meal out, even if you order something clean, like a piece of grilled salmon and sautéed spinach or steamed spinach, you're generally going to have more sodium in that meal out than you would necessarily if you're cooking it at home.
Yeah.
And what happens there is the saltier your food, the bigger the sweet craving. It's why the people that go in and buy, the bags of chips from the deli are the same people that go in and get the donut at the donut shop. When you eat really salty foods, you're going to want really sweet foods.
Yeah,
So
to counter it.
you counter it. So when you, as you always talk about unprocessing your diet, when you unprocess your diet and you eat whole real foods, instead of going from like chips, let's say, to donuts and cookies and candy, you're going to go from things that are naturally salty, even things like, even vegetables have salt, or something like even a piece of cheese that might be salty, or an olive that's naturally salty.
Yeah.
So the less processed food, the less heavy meals out like that are loaded with sodium, the less you're going to crave those intense sweet foods. And of course, we're all going to dine out. I love dining out. It's fun. But even just being aware of that is helpful to know, oh, I might have a bigger craving for sweets. And then okay, I'm going to have my tea ready, or I'm going to have, a portion controlled, a conscious indulgence. Like you said, if we did go for sweets right now, it would still be in a conscious manner. We might have a cup of tea and a small piece of dark chocolate, but we're going to do it in portion control. We're aware of it. It's not this complete indulgence.
So it's eating more frequently. It's making sure you've got that protein and that fat for sure. Smaller portions of the starchy carbs.
Yep.
Having that, knowing that throughout the day, if you're not eating and you're just substituting with, especially artificial sweeteners, you're going to have to make up that calorie deficit, and your body's going to naturally crave the fast sugar, right?
Yeah. And being aware of this habit, just being aware of it. So when you start eating consistently throughout the day and getting in the protein and fat, like you said, you're just naturally more satisfied. You'll be in a better place to change those habits. And then also being aware of the sodium, so you don't have that intense sweet craving.
And then it comes to, I just want a little piece versus I need it. Because that's the thing, you don't need it.
Exactly. And when I want it, I want it in a conscious manner.
Yeah,
all right.
I love it.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye from New York City.